Have you ever wondered why fasting feels like such a battle of willpower for most people? Many start out strong, but soon give up, thinking they simply don't have the discipline. But what if the real reason fasting feels so difficult isn't about self-control at all? What if it's about how your body is prepared before the fast even begins? Hello, and welcome back to our Senior Health series. Today, we'll be diving into one of the most common struggles people face when trying to lose weight with fasting, the feeling that it's unbearably hard. And more importantly, we'll explore a proven strategy backed by leading doctors and researchers that can make fasting not only doable, but surprisingly easy. According to Dr. Jason Fung, a Canadian nephrologist and world-renowned expert on intermittent fasting, the key lies in preparation. He explains that fasting doesn't have to feel like a constant test of willpower if your body is trained to run on the right type of fuel. Most of us have grown up eating diets rich in carbohydrates, which means our bodies are conditioned to rely on glucose, or sugar, for energy. The problem? Glucose burns quickly. When it runs out, the body sends powerful hunger signals urging you to eat more. This is why so many people crash and give up just hours into a fast. But when you prepare your body correctly, fasting becomes less about fighting hunger and more about letting your metabolism switch gears. Dr. Fung's approach emphasizes teaching the body to tap into fat reserves for energy. This shift doesn't just reduce hunger, it also provides a steadier, longer-lasting fuel source. Researchers from Harvard Medical School and the National Institutes of Health have confirmed that when the body transitions from burning glucose to burning fat, energy levels become more stable, mood improves, and cravings fade. In other words, fasting feels hard only when your body isn't ready. With the right preparation, however, it can become one of the most natural and sustainable ways to improve health, lose weight, and even fight age-related conditions. And this is exactly where Dr. Fung recommends starting, with a simple, science-backed method that we'll explore in the next part.
So, how do we prepare the body to make fasting feel easier instead of painful? Dr. Jason Fung recommends beginning with a method known as the 3-day fat fast. This approach isn't about starving yourself. It's about gently training your metabolism to run on fat instead of sugar. Here's how it works. Before you begin a true fasting period, you spend about 3 days eating a very high-fat, very low-carbohydrate diet. Think bacon, avocados, eggs, olives, cheese, and fatty fish like salmon. The point is to flood your system with healthy fats while sharply cutting back on carbs. By doing this, you push your body into what scientists call nutritional ketosis, a state where your liver produces molecules called ketones. These ketones act as an alternative energy source, replacing glucose as the primary fuel for your brain and muscles. Researchers at the Cleveland Clinic explain that ketosis is like flipping a metabolic switch. Instead of constantly demanding carbs, your body becomes comfortable running on stored fat. This shift is crucial because it lowers insulin levels. High insulin normally tells the body to store energy, not burn it. But when insulin drops, fat burning ramps up, making it easier to shed unwanted weight. During the fat fast itself, you don't need to go completely without food. In fact, Dr. Fung encourages the use of small amounts of MCT oil, coconut oil, or even a spoonful of butter if hunger becomes distracting. These fats don't knock the body out of ketosis, but they do provide satiety, helping you stay calm, steady, and focused. Famous low-carb pioneer Dr. Robert Atkins also promoted a version of the fat fast decades ago, recognizing its ability to help people transition more smoothly into fat burning. Think of it as a physiological bridge. Instead of abruptly jumping into fasting and shocking your system, you glide into it with support. Many beginners report fewer headaches, less dizziness, and a surprising amount of energy during this transition. By the time the actual fasting period begins, their bodies are already accustomed to running on fat, making the process far more comfortable and sustainable. Once your body has been primed with a fat fast, the next step is choosing the right fasting window. Many beginners make the mistake of pushing themselves into extreme fasting schedules, 24 hours or more without food, only to end up exhausted, frustrated, and discouraged. Dr. Jason Fung emphasizes that there's no need to start so aggressively. In fact, research shows that fasting for as little as 16 hours a day can deliver excellent results for both weight management and overall health. But why 16 hours? The answer lies in your body's natural circadian rhythm, the biological clock that governs hunger, energy, and hormone release throughout the day. According to studies from the Salk Institute for Biological Studies, aligning fasting windows with circadian patterns makes fasting feel more effortless. Surprisingly, data shows that people are least hungry around 8 a.m., despite having gone 10 to 12 hours without eating. By contrast, the strongest hunger cravings usually appear around 8 p.m., just a few hours after dinner. This seems counterintuitive. Why would you feel least hungry after not eating all night, yet most hungry shortly after a meal? The explanation lies in hormones. In the early morning hours, stress-related hormones such as cortisol, aldosterone, and growth hormone rise. Their job is to mobilize stored energy, essentially feeding you from your own fat reserves. That's why many people can skip breakfast without much discomfort. On the other hand, in the evening, hunger hormones like ghrelin surge, making it harder to resist snacking. By taking advantage of this natural rhythm, you can design a fasting window that feels almost effortless. For example, you might finish dinner at 6 p.m., skip breakfast the next day, and break your fast at 10 a.m. That's already a 16-hour fast without feeling deprived. Research from Harvard's Division of Sleep Medicine confirms that eating in sync with circadian rhythms not only reduces hunger, but also improves blood sugar control and lowers the risk of metabolic disease. The takeaway? Fasting success isn't about pushing your limits, it's about working with your body, not against it. By choosing a realistic window aligned with your natural hunger patterns, you'll find fasting far more sustainable.
Even with the perfect fasting window, many people still face one stubborn challenge: hunger. But as Dr. Jason Fung points out, most of the hunger we feel during fasting isn't true physical hunger, it's psychological. It's triggered by sights, smells, habits, and even commercials flashing images of food. To succeed, you need strategies that address both the body and the mind. One of the simplest physical tricks is hydration. A glass of water with a pinch of salt can work wonders in suppressing hunger pangs. Electrolytes like sodium play a crucial role in regulating appetite signals. Dr. Fung also recommends pickle juice, completely sugar-free, or a splash of apple cider vinegar in water. These small additions help maintain mineral balance and calm cravings. Herbal teas like green tea, peppermint, or chamomile provide another layer of comfort, offering both warmth and a sense of fullness. Researchers at Penn State University found that green tea catechins not only blunt appetite, but also enhance fat burning during fasting. But the bigger battle is often mental. If you're surrounded by food cues, your brain will start pushing you to eat even when your body doesn't need fuel. That's why experts suggest structuring your environment to minimize exposure. Avoid cooking or grocery shopping during fasting hours. Stay away from restaurants, cafes, and even TV shows or YouTube videos filled with food advertisements. These triggers spark cravings that have nothing to do with true hunger. Instead, build new associations. Use your fasting hours as a time for self-growth. Schedule activities that engage your mind and distract from eating. Reading, journaling, gardening, or even light exercise. Some people replace meal times with meetings, hobbies, or creative work. By doing this consistently, you teach your brain to associate fasting with productivity and positivity rather than deprivation. Psychologists at Stanford University stress that managing these triggers isn't about discipline, it's about strategy. The less energy you spend fighting temptation, the more energy you can devote to healing your body and achieving your health goals. With the right routines, fasting becomes not a struggle, but a lifestyle you can enjoy.
Even with preparation, the right fasting window, and strong strategies against hunger, there's another factor that can make or break your fasting journey: sleep and stress. According to Dr. Jason Fung, many people underestimate just how much poor sleep and high stress can sabotage weight loss. Elevated cortisol, the body's primary stress hormone, doesn't just increase cravings, it also tells the body to hold on to fat. The American Academy of Sleep Medicine highlights that sleep deprivation alters hormone balance in a way that mimics constant hunger. Ghrelin, the hunger hormone, rises, while leptin, the hormone that signals fullness, falls. This means even if you're not truly hungry, your brain insists you are. For seniors, who may already face disrupted sleep cycles, this becomes especially important. Poor sleep doesn't just make fasting harder, it undermines overall health, increasing risks of high blood pressure, diabetes, and cognitive decline. So what can be done? Dr. Fung recommends taking sleep hygiene seriously, especially during fasting days. Go to bed at the same time each night, keep the bedroom dark and cool, and avoid screens before bedtime. For those who struggle, natural supplements can help. Melatonin, a hormone that regulates sleep cycles, and magnesium, known for its calming effects, are widely used. Fung suggests splitting doses, taking half earlier in the evening and half before bed to ease the body into restful sleep. When sleep improves, cortisol levels drop, making fasting feel less stressful and more sustainable. And remember, stress isn't just about sleep. It's also about lifestyle. Gentle activities like yoga, meditation, or even a quiet evening walk can lower stress hormones, supporting your fasting goals. Finally, fasting is not a solitary journey. Sharing experiences builds community, accountability, and encouragement. If you've had success, share your tips and tricks with others. If you've struggled, be honest about it. Your challenges might help someone else overcome theirs. Research from the University of Michigan shows that social support dramatically increases long-term adherence to lifestyle changes like fasting. So remember, fasting success isn't about perfection. It's about preparation, alignment, mindset, rest, and support. Thank you for watching this episode of Senior Health. If you found this helpful, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and share your fasting story in the comments below. Together, we can make health after 50 not just possible, but powerful.